But we have a comment coming in from Y.M.Deosthalee. Let's quickly listen.
The NBFC challenges, NBFC sector as a whole has been contributing to our economy in its small way. Where are the challenges that you're finding? Even RBI has come out with guidelines. Do you think they are apt and should help the sector to come out from the NPAs?
No, I think the guidelines will not help improvement in NPAs. What RBI is trying to do is that there is a level playing field between NBFCs and banks. They are trying to make sure that the guidelines are similar to banks and NBFCs, and that's why these NPA recognition norms have been changed to bring them in line with NBFC banks. What is also required to be done along with that is all other regulations which are applicable to banks also should be available for NBFCs. So we have been representing and talking to Reserve Bank of India. Hopefully some of them they will consider. One of the important points in this is that it's not really related to Reserve Bank of India, but it is with the Government of India. For provisioning, banks are allowed tax relief if you make a provision for non-performing assets. Whereas NBFCs are concerned, this is not a tax deductible item. Now, the sector is similar. Banks are lending, NBFCs are also lending. So we can't understand why there should be a differential treatment between the two. So this particular aspect is being represented with Government of India for last 5 years. Again, we are talking to them. Hopefully, they will consider this particular issue in this budget because it's an important issue. If you give money to a particular borrower, and if there are two lenders, one is a bank and the other one is an NBFC, if the bank makes a provision against the non-performing asset for the same customer, they get a deduction for tax purposes. NBFC makes a provision, they don't get. So some of these anomalies also need to be removed. As far as NPA recognition norms are concerned, I don't think there is any major impact because of that. Because after all, it's an arithmetical number. It only tells you that so much is outstanding beyond 90 days. So much is outstanding beyond 120 days. It does not say whether this amount is recoverable or not. Because recoverability is dependent on your ability to collect. And that doesn't change because of just NPA recognition. It does not change. So if a farmer is going to pay you after 6 months, he will pay you. What this is going to do is that it will only say that so much amount is outstanding from this particular sector. But farmer will continue to pay as per his cycle. So collectability is a different matter. Reporting numbers is a different matter.
Infra sector as such has not seen a robust pickup, so to say. When do you expect a revival in the sector, and which are the sectors that you're focusing right now in terms of lending?
Infrastructure is an extremely important sector. You would have heard Deputy Governor also talking today. The country needs a lot of infrastructure. It's an investment-oriented business, and it requires large investments. The earlier government has expected 50% of that investment to come from private sector, which has not happened and unlikely to happen. As far as the overall pickup is concerned, I don't expect a major pickup at least for next 6 to 12 months time. Big ticket projects are not going to come up. Because where are these big ticket projects? Power, telecom, expressways, ports. These are very, very major. Railways. While the government is making efforts to kickstart investments in the road sector and in railways, so that's the government spending. Private developers are very, very few because many of them still are under stress. And that stress situation is not going to be resolved in next 6 to 12 months time. And that's why we will not find many big ticket projects getting announced. Coupled with that, there are other structural issues which also need to be fully settled. It's good that the government has announced this reform of DISCOMs, which is a very important thing. But that needs to be properly implemented, and hopefully it will be properly implemented. If that happens, then at least there is a certainty of payment is coming in from the DISCOMs as far as power sector is concerned. So it's a very complicated subject. It is very difficult for me to imagine that the health of the developers becoming all right in the next few months or so. So 6 to 12 months, I don't expect things to improve. However, as far as we are concerned, our focus in infrastructure sector is on two areas. One is renewable energy, and the second one is financing operational projects. Renewable energy is a very important area as far as the government is concerned. They have made huge announcement. So there are a lot of people who are investing money in solar, wind and hydro projects. We have over the last 2.5-3 years created capabilities in lending in this sector. So we are a very major lender and made some pioneering efforts in this area. We have also given some substantial commitments to Government of India in terms of financing these type of projects. So there is a sweet spot available and we will continue to grow in that. We see a lot of opportunities in that. Parallelly, we also have set up an infrastructure debt fund. This is a refinancing kind of a vehicle. So given the flexibility in guidelines which were announced a few months ago, we can now refinance.
Let's quickly head across to the Lok Sabha. Y.M.Deosthalee speaking again.
So we intended to create two small blocks of ground floor and first floor.